Okay, so I have expressed over and over that I get inspirations for posting these videos that I feel inspired to do. And this one is going to be all about my dad. In the most previous videos that I've done recently, we've been talking about the idea of male, female, gender, God, characteristics, all of these things, and I just felt like it was important to express, and I'm putting out to Tea and Drum. Here it is. Here's the reason why I identify with God as He. I was very, very lucky to have my dad. So I was a really, really, really sick baby. I was born in 1967 and I was very ill, I guess. I had some kind of weird autoimmune problem, and they were always giving me these gamma globin shots, and it was my dad who came in and took care of me. This was in the 1967. And my dad took care of me. I remember him coming in, and I don't know if it was preferred, but he would put alcohol on my chest and he would clean up my vomit. And I had this great big stuffed bunny that I absolutely loved that I threw up all over. And my dad cleaned it. He was a saint. Anyway, he knew to the second when I got in. He would say, "You got in at 12, 01 and 57 seconds from dates." And he was there to greet me if I was sad, and he would touch my face and tell me to go wash my face and go to bed. He was very attentive and really, really, really a sweet man. He was a musician. He played the piano. He sang. He was a tenor in the choir at church. And when he sang, he used to wink at me. Lucky me. Anyway, but and so when he passed away, it was this huge loss for me. He also would talk extensively about going to funerals and how people would just go on and on and on with their grief, and it was very upsetting to him. So I just wasn't going to do that, and I was going to be very stoic about the whole thing, and know that he was where he wanted to be. And but I wanted to talk to him about a little bit, to share like some of the things. Here's a picture of he and I when I was really little. I guess apparently I was always telling stories and he was attentively listening to me. And then here's another picture of him. Nice looking chap, I would say. Very nice looking. Anyway, so turns out my dad was much more of a genius than I had really understood. I knew that he was very smart, but he was also very holy. My dad had entered the seminary before he married my mother, and he said that he couldn't become a priest because he couldn't give up his conscience. But my dad was a very devout Catholic, and he was a math major. He got his BA in math and his master's degree in philosophy. I wanted to share with you also, this was one of the crosses. I talked previously in my videos about the crosses he would carve, and here we have it. And so, the two that were crucified with Jesus. And so he used to carve these all the time, and he wrote a blessing on the bottom for me. It says, "The Lord bless and keep you. The Lord let his face shine upon you. And gosh, grace unto you. The Lord look upon you kindly and give you peace." This was my dad. So, recently, okay, so I had talked a little bit about my niece, and I'm going to talk to her about her more in videos to come, but today I'm focusing on my dad. And the niece that I'm referring to is the one that's in the pictures that is always hanging there. Anyway, This is Chantel, and she passed away on August 20th, 2012. But before she passed away, she gave us this. My sisters and my mom and I. She had studied my dad's thesis, and had it, put in a book form for us. More to do about that in the future, and I'm not really that worried about anybody any copyright issues, because only a genius would be able to understand this book. Frankly, the irony of it is, I sat down and I tried. He was a philosophy major, so he had picked out 4 different philosophers, and he had written about time and space from the perspective of these 4 philosophers, and also he had done it in a play form, like a Shakespearean play form. I mean, genius. But what I found really interesting when I did go into it was that this thesis is basically what I've been going through, because I have been talking in previous videos about dimensionalities, that time is not time as we think of time. It's not linear. I'd been talking about, this sort of circular kind of hodgepodge of consecutive now, not really past, not future. I mean, it is sort of beyond me, except that I'm living in it now. Or I'm aware of it. Like, I think we're all living in it, but we're not necessarily aware of it. But I also wanted to, well, actually, I don't think he would mind me sharing this. I had realized recently that I had been very sad. I had been carrying something because he's been gone since 1989, or, not in physical form since 1989. And it is my position that he has been with me the whole time, and has been with me. And he, and I didn't realize I had been carrying this for so long, but my dad had the belief that heaven was somewhere else, that, was handed to him from his Catholic beliefs, that heaven is somewhere else, and that he had to die to get there. And I had been carrying this sadness, and I don't think that he would mind me sharing this, that I wasn't enough, that I wasn't enough for him to stay. He was, my dad was such a respectful man, and a kind man, a holy man, a genius. Can you imagine a holy man who's a genius? It's just like an amazing combination. But he wanted to be in heaven. He didn't want to be here, and so I think the messages that I have gotten is to really, really enjoy life. That life is a gift, and it's here to be enjoyed, and it is here to be with each other. It is here to, like, my children are not ready for me to go transition into the next life. And sometimes we, are here for others. We are generally, we're just here for others, and it's very important. Anyway, and I don't even understand the death thing. I know that it's not as we think it is, but I don't quite understand it. But I think that as our beliefs change about it, it's going to be different in the future. I don't think we're going to age the same. We're starting to have hearts in petri dishes. We're starting to bring people back from the dead who have been, dead for 90 minutes. 90 minutes, people. Dead 90 minutes, and they brought her back. And so I think things are going to be different in the future, but Jesus said that the kingdom is within you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. That, we think that when people die, they go, up there, far away. And I know categorically that's not true. I'm just trying to figure out this link between actually being able to see them. I haven't figured it out yet, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. Anyway, to my dad, I love you. I love all of you. Okay, bye.